think looking at the figures, it was no great surprise. And I suppose as lawyers operating in our splendid isolation as we do, it's probably quite a relief to see that what we're experiencing here has been experienced by the whole market. So we've seen since September, and I won't mention the Prime Minister's name at the time, but Liz did us no favours, for sure, with the budget that caused all the escalation in the interest rates. I would say, and I've said this a number of times, and I think there is a consensus now in the market, that it almost feels like it's been a return back to the norm. For those that are newer in the market and would have experienced this, certainly from 1997 to probably 2016, typical rates are between 5 and 7, 8%. Your average client would be borrowing about 6.5%. We then had a golden period of about 4 or 5 years before last September's budget, where rates dropped to as low as 2.5%, 3%. It was quite unusual for the economy. What I would say is we've just seen a return to norm. Rates currently are probably the lowest you'll get is just shy of 6%. We're going up as high as 8% plus. So we have seen that. Now, what we've experienced here is obviously, as the Q1 figures have shown, there has been a rapid drop in the uptake in equity release from customers. So whilst they were saying there were 16,000 plans taken out in that period, if you dig into this slightly more, you can see that there are only 4,000 new customers in that quarter, 11,000 and a bit where people are coming back for further advances. So from those 4,000 new customers, it is understandable why the numbers have dropped so greatly. So it's dropped by, I think, 44% from year-on-year figures and 20% on the year. And that's because, quite simply, interest rates are higher, but impacting also is that the loan-to-value rates have also changed as well. So you can borrow less against the value of your property. So typically, you could borrow 30, 40, or 40% depending on your age. That has significantly dropped. So that actually, for those clients that are actually happy to put up with the interest rates, the issue is if they've got existing mortgages and the equity release doesn't raise enough to pay off those existing debts, they can't proceed. So what we've seen over the past, well, not nearly 12 months now, are customers who want to proceed but can't actually raise enough money. And that is really a sign of the times that the market isn't enticing to outside investment because the rest of the market is enticing, so they can invest their money elsewhere at a better rate of interest. In September, October last year was obviously interest rates also instantly went up. As soon as the offers expired on the better rates, the interest rates went up. But at the same time, as the interest rates went up, obviously that means that the lifetime mortgage will compound that much quicker and eat up the values. So loan to values came down. Obviously, since January, February, we've seen that, I don't want to say that the house prices are in free fall, but we are seeing valuers' comments on surveys now saying that it's a declining market for that particular area of the country. So house prices are coming down, so lenders are more cautious about lending on a property. So I realise that the loan they're making will eat up the equity that much quicker. What we're also seeing as well, of course, is the customers that were speaking to financial advisors before the interest rate rise were looking at 2.5%, 3.5%. They then thought on this and thought, oh, we'll go ahead. They've got then the rates of them in 7.5%. So they're taking smaller loan sizes in the hope that we'll take a smaller amount now rather than that little bit of extra, so as luxury borrowing and having a reserve facility or a larger reserve facility with the original loan in the hope that interest rates will drop in the future so that when they go back for what they actually need, the interest rates will be lower. I'm not hopeful on that. I think, as I say to anybody who will care to listen, which isn't many people unfortunately, that if I said, please loan me £100,000 and I'll pay you back when I'm dead, which could be 30, 40 years time, but I want 2.5%, 3%, any investor would be cautious saying, well, hold on a minute, a lot can happen over those 40 years. I could end up with a really bad deal or I lend to you at 2.5%, 3%. I think the natural status for the market is between 5 to 7% because that's more of a long-term lending rate than the short term that we see with the Bank of England and the high street mortgage market.